preserved my youth. Not only did it capture my goals, it told me the truth.
Conversate for a few, cause in a few.
I let them know we missing you. The love is unconditional.
Wave your hands across the land if we family.
We got a world premiere right here, now get lost.
So off we go, let the trumpets blow. And hold on, because the driver of the mission is a pro.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Marv B, and you are in tune to another episode of Conversate with Us. Remember, Conversate stands for communicate, converse, and relate. Make sure you go to our YouTube, click that bell icon so you can be notified of upcoming episodes, and make sure you tell a friend. Well, May is Foster Care Awareness Month, and as you know, in the Black community, that is a major thing. And I happen to have a friend, I even say she's my little sister, who is doing amazing things with children who are in the foster system. She is the founder and CEO of Greater Than Expectations. It's a nonprofit that helps foster care children transition out of foster into college. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her in so we can talk about this topic. Come on, Crystal, where you at? Dr. Crystal Ward, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me tonight.
It's good to have you. Good to have you. So, Greater Than Expectations. Tell us about the foundation and all that you do.
All right, so Greater Than Expectations was founded in 2020 during the pandemic. We launched in August of that year, but the start of it the idea came when I was a child. I knew I would do something with foster care. And as my professional world, I've been a teacher and a principal, so I've worked with a lot of different youth. I specifically like teens that are transitioning into college or just trying to figure life out. There was a student in my classroom by the name of Ariel Rideau. I don't mind mentioning her name because we have a scholarship named after her. There was another student in the school who was in class with her, who was also in foster care, and I wanted to help that young lady. She did not want help. Ariel says, I want your help. I need your help. So here we are, 20 years later, we're still connected. And when I just thought about the youth that I work with needing additional supports, when you add that extra layer of foster care or challenges that they face, I wanted to be a part of the solution. And so the name Greater Than Expectations just comes from the fact that young adults in general, we put low expectations on them, but that extra layer of foster care, the expectations can be even lower. So created Greater Than Expectations to just basically support teens, those that are transitioning out up to the age of 24. And we specifically go a little bit further past, of course, 18, because there's research that shows kids end up homeless if they face foster care. They struggle with job instabilities and things of that nature. So we really want to make sure they have a great foundation as they enter into the real world.
And that's wonderful. I got introduced, obviously, I'm close to you. And I got introduced to what you were doing through the freshman move-in program. And we'll talk about that. But I saw how these young people were so happy with the work that you were doing and how invested you are in their lives. And, I remember the first time that I helped with the program, I remember breaking down in tears because I remember when I moved into college, my parents were older. I grew up with both of my parents, but my mom was out of town and my dad was older. And I knew I stayed like on the third floor and it was hot in the summer in Missouri. And I told my dad, hey, listen, you don't have to come. I can take care of it. He said, you sure I can come? I was like, nah, I'll move myself in. And I remember seeing the other students, and their parents helping them set up their dorm room and everything like that. And I remember how I felt sad about that. And I still had great parents. They were just older, and I took it upon myself to do it on my own. And here you have children who literally may not have anybody that's in their lives. And here you are standing in the gap to make sure that, when they transition from a situation that is definitely not ideal into college, which can be scary and it's a new thing, and you were there to help them. They get beautiful dorm rooms designed by designers and tons of people helping them. They get pampered throughout the day, and it's just a wonderful thing. And I thought about how I felt like, not that I was ungrateful, but just how thankful I was that I had my situation, and how happy I was that you were doing what you were doing.
Well, thank you.
So, this show primarily focuses on Black people, but obviously you help everybody, right? That's in the foster system. But I was
Yes.
looking at the numbers, and it was showing that even though we're like 12, 13% of the population, Black children make up like 25% of the of children in foster. Does that sound legitimate to you?
That sounds about right. That does sound about right. And we just want to do our part. And we do support everyone. But we definitely, I look at all of our students and try to make sure we're hitting their individual needs. And so even with the students that we work with, you'll see those numbers kind of similar reflected in the youth that we actually work with as well.
Yeah. And the big program that we talked about, tell us about it. Freshman Movement, tell us about it.
All right, so Freshman Fresh, that idea came to me because the thought is keep them fresh all year long. Now, I like to give credit where credit is due, and I actually helped support another organization that was doing something very similar in helping students at HBCUs that were in foster youth. And so it kind of came, and I helped do a lot of the background planning work with that. So the similar, we have some things that I suggested to them that we also do, but there's so many foster kids across the United States. I wanted to stay more local and just help kids here in the Metroplex, even though Greater Than Expectations helps across the United States. Our Freshman Fresh Move-In Day, it happens every August. We currently partner with UNT Denton, and that came from I had already researched and knew they had a great push program, which is a program that specifically focuses on foster youth and homeless students that go to UNT Denton. Their leader, Miss Brenda, is amazing. She has the same heart that I have. And so she created this program before the state mandated that every college has to have a liaison. So, with that being said, I knew there was a strong foundation to help support the kiddos. And so we partner with them. And yes, every August we have professional interior designers come in, and the push program identifies 10 kiddos that have chosen to continue their education. And so when you talk about statistics, there's a statistic that says over 70% of kids in foster care want to go to college, yet the number is anywhere between 3 to 7% obtain a degree. And so even when you look at that 3 to 7 is like some may get an associate's, some may get a bachelor's. And in a lot of cases, their tuition is paid for. Um, but there's still so many financial obstacles because their housing is not paid for, their books is not paid for, their food is not paid for, college, just general life, no laptops. So what we've done is we come in and we try to keep them fresh for the entire year. So we regardless of where the student is in the foster system, if they were impacted at one point in time or if they're currently still in and aging out, we give them equally the same thing. So we decorate their rooms from top to bottom, provide the refrigerators that you help with every year, refrigerators, microwave. We purchase food for them.
Not
They're
only do I help with the refrigerators, but they had me carrying refrigerators, these many
upstairs.
refrigerators in the dorms that had no elevators. So yeah, thanks a lot, Dr. Ward. But go ahead.
We appreciate you. We appreciate your hard work. But some students, the reason we decided to do the same for all students is we literally have had, there was one time where a student didn't have socks, didn't have sheets, nothing. And then there's some who come with some things. And so we want to support them all. And so that idea is just to get their room so they feel comfortable. There's safety in living in a dorm. There's all kinds of research that shows academically you excel better when you're staying in a dorm. So that's the focus of that piece. Then we have the piece of adding in mentors or people who will check in with the students because they face a lot of things that you and I face. But I'll give an example. This year we did a banking class where students were learning about debit, credit, investing, banking 101. And one of the young ladies on the call basically said, hey, this is good info, but I don't even know the difference between a banking account and a checking account and a savings account. Can we back up? And that student is a sophomore in college. And so I'm glad that she felt comfortable having a safe place to say, like, hey, I need a little bit more support. And so that just kind of shows. There was also someone on the call who knew about investing and things of that nature, but the needs vary, and we want to make sure that we're taking care of all of their needs.